All right, well, it's time for another Q&A. So we have poured ourselves a couple of bourbons, and we are ready to answer your questions. These are about our future plans. Oh my gosh. Cheers.
Cheers.
So thank you so much for sending in all of these questions. This is our last in a series of 4 videos on questions that you guys have submitted to our comments. And this isn't the end of the story. If you have other questions, just put them down in the comments. We answer every single one in the comments, so please feel free to do that, especially as our loop is coming to an end. We would love to help other future loopers or just people that have questions. We're happy to help. So let's tackle some of these tonight. David asks, are you doing the Columbia River? Might be fun. Need someone to pour some drinks, tend a line, someone who has some vacuum flush experience. Vacuum flush experience is always helpful, so thank you, David. Columbia River is right in our wheelhouse. It's right where we kind of live. And so we live in Portland, Oregon, on the Willamette River, which is connected to the Columbia that gets you to the Pacific. So I'll link to a video that we did on one of our very early trips in a cruiser from Portland to Astoria and back. It was so early, and we have vastly improved our video skills since then. So,
but going the other way though.
We can go the other way, a lock or two, and go up the Columbia River into the Columbia River Gorge, which is beautiful.
Yeah, and then we could make it all the way up to Lewiston, Idaho to visit my family that lives near there. So definitely a possibility.
So, yes, probably on that.
Okay, Dana, are you going to move to a houseboat? Also a possibility. So in our first year of marriage, we actually lived on 2 different houseboats, and it was great, except in the winter it was cold because the river just sucked all the heat out of it. But we were also cheap in that first year of marriage, and so we could probably, afford to turn on the heat more in the winter. But we are toying with some ideas. What we'll do our last couple of years in Portland while we hang out waiting for our kids to graduate. And we love houseboat living and just being on the water, especially after this year.
Yeah, I wouldn't rule it out. I think it could be.
There's a lot on the Willamette and on the Columbia, and
and we love that kind of lifestyle. I think we would do it again a little bit differently. Dana also asks, are you going to adopt homeless water cats? We're not cat people. I'm actually allergic. We have our dog, which may or may not be compatible. She's actually done pretty well with cats, but so we're unlikely, Dana, to adopt homeless water cats. But we know loopers that have looped and are looping with cats aboard, and for the most part, they've really totally made that work. I thought it could be trouble and more challenging than it's worth, but they really have. The Boomer Shines, Into the Mystic, some of our favorite boats have a cat aboard, and honestly, you would never know they were there.
But the kittens did get into troublesome spots.
Sure.
Because as cats do.
Yeah. But, there you go.
Okay. Jeff asks, will you be getting a new boat? New to us. We never buy a new boat except for the dinghy. And cruising the Inside Passage to Alaska when you get home. That's part 1 of his question. So we can answer that first.
So Inside Passage to Alaska is something that is on our radar, on our list. We don't know enough about it yet to say yes or no.
It's like they're reading our minds, these questions.
Yeah, it's like you know us too well. So, yes, we'll be getting a new boat. Will it be in Portland, Oregon, where we live? That makes the most sense because that's where we live. But we also want to explore the Puget Sound, the San Juan Islands.
Which we adore.
It's where we honeymooned. And then also, yes, if we're increasingly adventurous in that area, the Inside Passage up to Alaska is certainly there. So we have loved Canada, and so British Columbia is a beautiful part of the world, and we would love to explore a little bit more of that as well. So maybe, I guess, is the answer to you.
Maybe. Okay, part 2, are you going home or are you just going on another adventure? Yes, going home. In fact, Mason and I are going home in 2 days. and they're following the following day by minivan. So yes, we're going home first. We have lives to get back to. I have a job that I'm starting, and so for the next couple of years, home is where we will be.
Yeah. So the more complicated answer is, how do you fit some level of adventure into that going back home life? Because we have been on Witness for 14 months continuously now. Every other day is a new port and a new adventure and a new scenery and a new place to explore. And how do you just shut that off and do the same old thing every day? Some of us are hungering for a bit more of that, but I think we have all got a sense of adventure that this year has earned us that will not be satisfied by the day-to-day. So we're looking for a balance between reintegrating what our old lives looked like and what the loop has taught us about people and places and things that
And flexibility.
And we have seen. And so I think our lives will be changed, and in ways we don't know quite yet. So future adventures, stay tuned. Yeah. And then J. Fred says, what's next for your family after the loop? That's basically the long and short of it. Number one, reintegrate into normal dirt life in our home in Portland, Oregon. Look for ways to integrate adventure, and particularly boat adventure, into that lifestyle. And then long term, we love the loop. We loved this year. We loved the people we met, the places we were. And so I think we've talked about, once the kids are launched and they're out from under our roof, doing it again as a couple. It'll be different. It'll have different challenges, but we'll also have the benefit of the experiences that we've had this year.
Right.
And I think that's super valuable. When we look at gold loopers that are out here on the loop, they're looping differently than...
They do what they want.
They do what they want. Sometimes you see them going backwards. Sometimes you see them like camping out in a long time at one place. Sometimes they're doing crazy long hauls, but that's because they're visiting the places they want to visit and spending time and investing in the places they want to invest in. And they're not on a schedule as much as if you need to complete the loop in a year, kind of a thing. So as much as we love the loop in a year and what it has taught us and what it has done for our family, I think looping with the experience that we have now will be a different experience, and I think one that would be awesome. And so we're looking to, in the 5 to 10 year range, get another boat, doing it again. So that's the long-term answer. So thank you guys for asking these questions. If you have more, please put them in the comments below. We love our viewers. You guys have been so awesome since before we started our loops, suggesting boats that we should look into, and coming along for this journey, following us every single week, and then sometimes showing up. We've just had so many very, very nice people that have been touched by our videos all year. Catching our dock lines at marinas, showing up at just in random places on sidewalks, or that recognize us,
helping us run errands.
Yeah, helping us run errands, or just showing up, or just offering help. And so we are so thankful that you guys are awesome people and have come along for this journey. So thank you for your questions. Thank you for your support this year. And someone kind of independent of this asked, how can we help you? You guys don't have a Patreon. Is there a way we can financially, like, or just like give you a tip or something like that? And it's something that we did a little bit, like buy us a beer early on. We're going to open that up again in the comments right now, just because you asked for it. So we're doing just fine. We clearly have some drinks. But if you'd like to express some appreciation for what we've done these last couple of years putting out these videos, feel free to buy us a drink, and we would certainly be grateful for that as well. Thank you guys so much. Cheers.
Cheers.